Hi, welcome to Stamping with June, featuring the all bundled up stamp from Stampin' Up. I'm June Lucal, and not only have I been a Stampin' Up demonstrator for 16 years, I'm also a licensed K-12 art teacher with a minor in graphic design and illustration. And I'm so glad that you stopped by to see what I have to show you. If you'd like to comment or share, I would love to hear from you, but because I value your time, I'm generally going to keep my extra comments to a minimum in order to keep this video relatively short. So, however, if you do have questions or comments, though, about anything I'm doing, please do ask. That's the advantage of being live, because I can answer your questions right away. So, today is, what is today? Today is December 20th, Tuesday. And I'm going to show you some fun techniques and designs that you can use to create your cards. Like I said, using that stamping set, all bundled up. So, but first I wanted to tell you just a couple things, some sales, some, couple short things that are coming up. I'm going to face you down because you're not here to see me. You're here to see what I have to show you. So, and plus my room's messy. So, all right, here we go. And all right, hopefully my setup's going to work. I have been trying to fix a couple videos that I did or erased by accident. So I've kind of been working on this lately. So, all right. So first of all, right now we have Key to My Heart Paper Pumpkin Kit. And this month's kit includes everything you need to make 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, and 9 coordinating envelopes. And there's a special love-themed polymer stamp set, where there'll also be a fresh freesia ink spot and this unique padlock and key die cuts that you can mix and match. And there's also an add-on that has little heart boxes. So that would be something you would order through the website, the online store, but it would go with the Paper Pumpkin Kit. So, check out, if you want a link to the online store, that is through youcanstamp.com, and it's in the upper right hand corner. There's a picture of like colored pencils, and you can click on that picture and go straight to the online store, and everything should be set up for you with me as your demonstrator. So and this right now we have, this is the host code. If you are ordering anything under $150, you can help me out by putting this host code down, and that links your order with other people's orders, and then I can get more stuff to demonstrate and show and use in my stamp camps. My next stamp camp, I didn't make a sign for that. I should have. January 7th. So make sure you put that on your calendar, and there will be more information coming. There's also... gosh, I don't have a paper for it either, but last chance, I might have a paper for that one. Last chance items, there's a lot of things that are they're being retired from the mini catalog, from this catalog, okay? And most of it is discounted. And I'm going to demonstrate a few things that you might want to get before they're gone. There's also some relatively new clearance out there that it's really a good deal. So you might want to check that out. All right, let's move on to the cards. All right, so today we're using the stamp set all bundled up, and I did use Very Best Occasions, and both of these are currently available as of about an hour ago. I have, for this one, there's a bundle, and I think this may be continuing, but I'm not positive, but I am sure that that won't be a bundle anymore. And the item that goes with this is this. So this is a punch, a 3-way punch. It has 2 different cool corners, and then it also has a little slot if you want for like ribbon. So I'm gonna try to come up with some more designs for that, but I did use each of these in some way for tonight's cards. All right, so originally I got this stamp set. Well, I honestly got it for this bird. This is the cutest bird I've ever seen with these little boots on. I just can't stand it, how cute that is. But I also got this thinking about our friend Lynn Hubuck, who passed away from breast cancer in 2020. She loved moose. In fact, her car was named Moosey. She had a vanity plate for that. So we always, you know, I thought of her, and I was going to originally make cards and try to raise some money for cancer awareness or cancer research or something. But time got away from me. So maybe someday. I have this stamp set. I can always use that. So, all right. So what we're going to do, I'm actually, oh gosh, I actually have this too, is still available. This is the, what is it called? Celebrate Everything Designer Series paper. And as you can see, there's a lot of paper here, and it's only $18, but you have to, what small print on this would be, you have to be a host. You have to host. So it has to be $150 or order, or larger. And that can be combined with lots of people if you want, or it can be your own. Up to you. It's certainly easy to order $150 worth sometimes. So there's a lot of very cool papers in here. I don't know that I need to show you everything, but you can sort of see a few of them. And of course, they're all double-sided. So there are, I'm going to be trying to use some of these. This one's a really neat one for fireworks, and I have the stamp set that's Happy New Year. So I was thinking of doing something with that. Anyway, we are going to be using this paper, all right? And we love these old-fashioned kind of ornaments. My husband saw this on my desk, and he's like, oh, I like that. So we are going to use that, and the colors in there, this match, of course. That's one of the best things about Stampin' Up! Is everything coordinates. The colors, it's the same set of colors, and you don't have to think about it too much. So this is Poppy Parade, and I'm going to make a card base for this, and this is going to get attached to that, just like that. So I will use my silicone mat and my stamp and seal. And we'll just quick put this on there. And you might even want to note that this back, because we are going to use this for another part of the card, this red with the bows. All right. So that's going to go centered. We got a nice little frame of the red around that. Okay, so now I want to stamp this cute little moose. Kind of a big moose, actually. Where's my card stack? All right, this was kind of a big paper for this, but that's okay. So you can ink that up. I'm looking at the comments now as I'm trying to multitask, because I stink at that. That's one of the reasons I'm like, I'm going to try to just not comment too much. I don't want to take up too much, but I am so grateful that all of you are here. I did see some of my favorite people listed there. So, all right, I'm going to stamp this moose. Oh, put it on the screen more. All right. So there he is, or she. Not sure. Oh, before I put that away too much, I also have this strip. It's, I don't know, 5/8 maybe. And I'm going to use You're the Coolest. All right. And let's stamp that over here. There. Okay, so let's put that away before I get it on something. Oh, actually, I think I will need that for something, but something changed on my screen, and I don't know what that was. So, all right, so here we go. Now, I actually need to fussy cut this out, so I already did that. Wow, that was quick, wasn't it? Oh, can hardly stand it. All right, so what I want to do is, moose are brown, so there's no brown in this, because I like to use the same colors in there, and I had the option of, well, what would be a moose color? None of those are really moose colors. I didn't want to make it like artificial weird color. So I'm going with Early Espresso, and being that it's a watercolor pencil, it will have a little texture, which is fine because it looks furry, right? Moose are furry. I have to admit, I have not seen a moose in person. James and I really want to do that. It's we keep going. We went to Maine to look for those. We were hoping to see some, maybe Minnesota or sometime when we were out west. Nope. We might go to, what was it? I guess it is Minnesota. Because we're going to try to do all the what they called, national parks. And there's one called Isle Royale that has a lot of wildlife. And it's way up there. And we want to see the Aurora Borealis too at some point. But anyway, of course, everyone knows that moose are furry and brown. So I am just coloring this lovely little animal. All right, now the good news is you don't have to be too perfect with that. I'm going to try to be relatively even though. And then let's do the ear. I'm going to do the antlers lightly. Just less pressure. And the hooves too. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I have a water painter, which would totally work. So would the blender pen, which are both things I've used in the past. But I'm going to do this. And actually, it just adds a little sparkle. This is Wink of Stella. All right, and it just adds a little sparkle and does the same thing. I'm actually going to use this Wink of Stella for both of my cards, so I guess that's not too creative. But I really don't use this generally this way, so why not, right? Okay. And there's so much going on in the background. I felt like I need something to make this stand out, so. All right. There, almost. Okay. And the antlers. All right. Oops. Just a scrap of paper to change colors. Okay, so there I have the moose. And now I tried a lot of different versions today to try to find the best way to do this. And I decided on paper piecing, actually. So what that means is I'm going to use some relatively solid colors of paper, and I'm going to stamp the image and then cut it out. So the hat I'm going to make green. And then the scarf I'm going to make red. So what I'm going to do is kind of ink up the hat. Okay. And I'm going to actually lay this down. I'll do it this way. Right over that area and press down. Now I'm only doing that one area because I don't need the whole thing. I only need this part for the hat. Okay, so I would then cut here, and I'm going to leave that pom-pom. I'm going to color that's on here. But once I cut this green part out, and actually I already cut one, but this isn't too complicated. So you can see how I'm sorry, making the camera zoom in and out though. Kind of hard when I'm moving. The camera doesn't know what to do. just freaks out. Okay, so here I have a hat, and that can be glued on like that. Okay, I'm gonna do the pom-pom in the crushed curry. Okay, so I'll do that. This just reminds me of my mom's pom-pom hat. She's kind of like a beret. This kind of thing. Really fuzzy. All right, so I'm going to, let's see, here's my glue. I'm going to use glue. Just put, maybe that's a little bit too much. All right. And that will go right there, right where it had, where, you know, they're stamped, so they're the exact same size. So if you cut it out, and you should fit just perfectly on top of it. Okay. Then I'm going to also just do the red. So I'm going to take this and stamp where the scarf is. And that kind of curves down. This is in some ways 3 pieces. So some things kind of lend themselves to this better than others. And this isn't really that ideal, but it actually, when I did it, it came out pretty cool. So and by using a strip only in the places where we need it, we will waste less paper than stamping the whole mousse on the paper. All right, so there I have the scarf part that I need. Okay, and I'm not going to take up all our time because I have actually cut this out. All right, so here I've cut one piece out, and here's another. And I think I forgot a piece, but that's okay. I can cut it out of this one. Tiny little piece up here. Okay, so there. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's a little much, but it was worth it. So, all right, now I'm gonna put that on there. Tiny spot there. You know, of course you can put it on the item itself, but it is sometimes easier to get glue on yourself than it is to the thing. And then you could put it where it's supposed to go and do it that way. I also have this take your pick tool, and you can pick up tiny items and place them, and then take your finger and make sure, you know, detach it. All right, and then this can go right like that. Like that. Okay. And then this teeny piece goes right there. There. Okay. So see, that went pretty quick, right? I mean, it helped that you have to kind of like fuss cutting to do this, obviously. Let's see. I want to color in its mouth. I tried it with pink and it didn't look right. So there, it's just like a hole. All right. That should be good. I just realized I did not cut the tag out that I wanted to. So let's see. Oh, I'm making a big old mess here. Paper is falling. All right, so I'm going to do 2" by 4.5. Okay. All right, so now I want to use this punch, and I'm going to use this fancy corner. All right, so I'll put it like this. So then I put this corner in like this. You gotta stamp straight down. All right, so it came out, and now I'm gonna turn it over and stamp this, or punch the same way. And there I have it, symmetrical. Okay, I also am, and then you have the leftovers. I also am gonna make a little banner tail. So I cut up in the middle, and I go from the corner to the top of that cut, and from the corner to the top of that cut. And I can make a pretty decent, easy, simple little banner there. So that's gonna go here, but I do wanna add something to it. That's, this stamp is, we've got some snow. Let's add some snow. All right, so I have white, and it's looking a little contaminated actually, but I think we can still do it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go off the edge a little bit, so my scrap here. I think that should work. Okay, so then this can go on here, and I'm going to attach it. Just like, okay, and that will go right about here. Now, I want to use You're the Coolest, and I used to put a little banner tail on that. Needs to be kind of out there, so I'm going to trim off a little bit. Okay. And then, so that'll go something like that. And then this can go somewhere around here. Probably should have measured that, but I just realized I got it all over that. Well, could be worse, right? Okay, so that will go right around there. And okay, now this cute moose needs to be raised up. I'm going to use dimensionals. And I'm going to use some smaller ones for some of these outer edges. All right. It's really nice that we have two sizes to choose from. Of course, you could get the bigger size and cut it down. That would work too. You get a lot of dimensionals. I think it's one of our better deals. Okay, so that is going to go right about there. Actually, I cut a little bit. All right, and then the last thing I want to do is to make a little bow, because these all have bows, these ornaments. So to kind of go along with that, I'll make a little loop, hold it with my first finger and thumb, and then wrap it around and grab that through there, and then we'll have to adjust a little bit. Okay, I can trim that. Now I could also punch a hole maybe in the top there, but I'm just going to do this, and I can either use glue, or I can use a glue dot that's kind of rolled up. So okay, and that will go right there. Okay, so there you have it. First card. All right, and so that incorporates all those different things, and this technique is called paper piecing. Okay, so the next one I want to do is, let's see, this one's different. We're going to use this little bird because she's just the sweetest thing. I also want to use this. It's called Whimsical Wonderland, and it's an embossing folder, and right now it's discounted to $4, which is better than $10 that I believe it started out being. So you can't beat that. If you are already putting an order in or haven't gotten this, you really should think about it because it's cute. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to use, now this brayer is not one, where'd it go? Seriously, oh, here it is. Okay. This is one I have from art school. It's hard. It's not it's rubber. It's not foam. Okay, so you it's not a product that Stampin' Up sells, but it is a very useful thing. And I know I would advise you, by the way, to wash it off right away because once you use it, because otherwise it stays, and that doesn't help your future projects. But what I'm going to do is basically ink this up with the white craft ink. And I actually, the reason why this is a little bit bluish is because there was some blue paint on it, or ink, before I started. Somehow, I don't know, I never put my stuff away dirty, but whatever, it combined to make more of a lighter blue. But I think it's looking now good. So one thing, you don't want to just wiggle it back and forth. You want to keep it moving in the same direction, if that makes sense, because otherwise you'll just get a whole bunch in one spot and not everything. All right, that's a printmaking tip from an art teacher. All right, so here you can, in my case, I'm gonna, oh, lovely, I got water. That was one thing I was like, I hope I don't regret washing this right before. Apparently I got some water in there. Well, maybe it'll all work out. No. Oh, I know. No, I didn't. I was going to say, because I washed this embossing folder. No, I did not. Right. I feel like there's some on the inside or something that's probably causing that. All right. So let's keep inking that up. Can you see how I'm doing the side that will be imprinted? Okay, and the thing is, you want to make this relatively even. Okay, because it's unfortunately a little too easy to make that uneven, but I think that's decent right here. All right, then I'm going to take my white cardstock here, and I'm going to lay it. Oh, hold on. Hold up. This was very important. I forgot. This is very important. We'll link that up again. All right. So what I'm going to do is actually use, wow, I'm glad I remember that before I put it down. Okay. I have, let me move some stuff. I have Petal Pink, Pool Party. I have two warm colors, two cool colors. Blushing Bride and Mint Macron around here somewhere. Mint, where'd you go? I really, how weird. It's the Bermuda Triangle again. Let's see, did it fall on the floor? No. For goodness sake. It was right here. I mean, some things did fall on the floor by accident, but... Oh! And I'm glad I checked, because that is what happened. It got knocked over on the avalanche that came down. Alright, so here we have Mint Macron. Alright, so I'm going to use my... what are they called? Brushes. And we'll put some, make a mixture. Blending brushes. I was like, whatever. Really, sometimes I have a lot of trouble with words. Used to be much better at this, but I think lack of sleep has contributed. So, all right, and then I'm using 2 colors on each one, and now that they have some smaller ones, you might want to consider getting those instead of using them 2 ways. I would suggest not using the same one for all colors, because they do tend to contaminate and it's hard to wash them out. Not impossible, it's extra work. Who wants extra work, right? Alright, I'm going to try to make this multicolored. And I'm gonna add some pink, some Blushing Bride. We'll add some Petal Pink. The Petal Pink is actually going to be one of the colors that I use along the edge. So, all right. So there we have a kind of blendy background here. Okay. And now let's ink that up again, because it might have dried a little bit. You know what? I'm going to actually put some refill on there. I feel like it's gotten dry. I guess that took me too long to do that. Maybe I need to order more of this too. All right. Okay. Now, let's put that on there. Oh, look at that. Should be pretty good. All right. Remove that. Now, let's put this face down. Oh, well, you could do the embossing buddy over that, except mine's it's not really obvious. So we're just going to put this on there. Okay, we'll close that up. Okay. See, I have this box that's being held up by like 4 other small boxes, and they're very slippery, and they seem to have all fallen off. So here's my old Big Shot. All right, and this is really thick, so I can. Oh boy, it's like a comedy of errors over here. All right, so I would only need 1 cutting. I'm gonna do it from this way. It looks like it's getting stuck. So let me turn it around so that the fold is heading in first. All right. There we go. Okay. Okay, so the white ink doesn't show a whole lot, but once I put some embossing powder on here, this will have a neat effect. So let me get all right, now I made this white paper cardstock bigger than it had to be. That way, if parts of it don't turn out, we can kind of trim those off. All right. All right, see if we can do that. Now, let's move this. I don't want to completely, I'll do that very, very lightly right there. All right, now I'm going to use the heat embosser. Let's see. Okay. So hopefully you can see that has embossed, heat embossed the debossed part. All this bossing stuff, huh? Bossing around. All right, so here I have this very cool little background with lines that are kind of pastel-y. All right, and actually this came out decent. Way better than I thought it would, actually. I hate to cut any of that off, to be honest. But I did want a border around it, so guess, so here is, see, I'll have to cut that down a little bit so that it'll fit. But maybe I'll cut this part off down here. Okay, that's not too bad up there. And this corner. So I'll cut here and here off. All right, so that's not so bad. I'm gonna close that up now. Oh yeah. Let's see. All right, so this, I need to cut this down. 2 5/8, because we need some words on this. Oh, and we need the cute little bird, don't we? Okay, so, okay, let's do some words. They and the bird. All right, here's the words. Now, these words are from Very Best Occasions, and there's a couple Christmas ones on this. May your days be happy, your heart be light, your Christmas merry, and the new year bright. Which I thought was like, I just am kind of a sucker for poems and rhymes, actually. But there's another nice Christmas one with a little more sparkle and a little less stress. Let's make this Christmas the very best. Neither of these would be great. Well, even though, may you enjoy the warmth of the family this season. But then there's other ones. Thinking of you with comfort and love. Happy birthday. I mean, this one's a really good one. Unfortunately, it's not gonna, actually, this one, I don't know. Now that I think of it, I'm not sure if that one's continuing or not. So, but it's, if you need to know, there's a place where it says continuing, and if it's not on the list, I did post the list of all the things that were being retired. Oh gosh, about a month ago maybe, and that would tell you if it's not on the list, then it is not being retired. But I know the bundle is. So if you wanted to get that punch, this would be the time to save 10%. So, all right. So here I have the words. And I have also cut out a background for this. Now, this is fine. But what I want to do is add a little bit of these other colors in there. And I also need to stamp this little bird. So, wait, I was going to say, I got another piece of that. All right, so, okay, now I think I'm done with the black. So, like the moose, I'm going to use Wink of Stella, and I do want to add a color on all these. So I'm going to use these colors that I already have out. I need to squish them in. If you have refill of the colors, you can just drip a few drops in there. That helps. This is so light, it's kind of hard to tell. But there's a little bit in there. Maybe I'll bounce this again. A little bit. And then this one. There's plenty of that one. Okay. The firm foam pads are easier than these are. See, tell you, we have good products. This kind is the old style, and it's from when I first started 16 years ago. So, all right, I want to color this, and here's my Wink of Stella. Oh, I also have Sahara Sand. That's what color the bird's going to actually be. But I'm going to give her belly a little peach. This little petal pink. And I'll give her a little on her chin too. Kind of robin-like. All right. And then wipe that off to get to the next color. Oh, that doesn't fit. All right. So let's see. Let's give her a blue, a pool party scarf. Okay, change colors. We have little mint boots. And then I'm going to do Sahara Sand for the bird itself. So I guess I didn't use the Blushing Bride, but I will use it on this, so. Yeah. Sparkly little bird. Okay. Almost there. Okay, there she is. Now, while these other ones are out, I do want to make kind of highlight the words, if that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to do Pool Party for Happy, because most of us like blue best. And that makes me think like sky, and it makes me happy, right? All right, light. My lightest one up here is this Petal Pink. Okay, change colors. Merry, let's use some green for that. And then, what bright can be Blushing Bride. All right, and then I also want to give a nod to the Sahara Sand, so I'm going to actually pull that up again, and I'm going to use the blending brush and just kind of lightly do the edges, especially the two corners that are kind of make it older looking, kind of distressed, I guess. Aged, that's a better word. I like that one better. All right, so all of these I'm done with. And this was going to go on here. And this needs fussy cut. And here I've done it. Okay. So let's trim the really pretty background down. And you can fold this. Oh, I've got powder all over the place too. All right. So there's my Sahara Sand. This is Petal Pink. That is cut down to 3 3¾ by 5. All right. So this needs to be cut down to 3½ by 4 3/4. All right, so 4 3/4. And 3½ here. All right. Okay, look how pretty so far. Alrighty, so let's attach the pretty color to the cool background we did to the Petal Pink. I'm not going to do that quite to the card base, but it will be soon. No worries. Oop. Okay. And then let's attach these. And that's going to go on here. I'm going to put a dimensional on the bird. And probably on the back of this. All right, that's going to be last. These are going to be last. Now, I want to use linen twine, although I thought about using white Baker's twine too. So, let's see. I want a bow to be like right around there, but I want to do it. Oh, that's right. I'm going to do it in 2 pieces. So I'm going to wrap this around 3 times. All right, 2. Hold on, sorry. Want something, I need a little bit to tie with. I'm going to wrap around once, twice, 3 times. And then I'll kind of tie these together, and this is going to be on the back. So you could do this on the front if you want. It's okay. All right, and then how did I got like black ink on it somehow? Maybe it's just the light. Seemed like I had black ink on it. While I can, I'm going to try to adjust that because that doesn't look good. Unfortunately, what on earth? Of course, this has to happen right now, right? It's just the weirdest thing. Maybe I'll adjust it this way. Okay. So I'm going to have to make sure that doesn't come over. Oops, sorry. My contraband here. Don't look at that. Okay. All right. So now I have 3 on this side, and that can be attached. Often I use dimensionals here, but I'm going to use dimensionals in the other place. So I'm going to just make sure that that side is really well attached. Might put a little bit here and there. Okay, and we'll do that. Okay, so this is going to go right here. Should have. Of course. Isn't it always the way, right? Okay. There. That's a little bit better. All right, so that's going to go taking the backs off. Sorry, guys. Okay, right here. And then I'm going to do a little bow just by putting it under there. And I'll do the same way where I wrap that around and then pull that, except the tail should not come through. There. Okay, so now the nice thing about this, then, you can adjust it. You can put that way up there if you want. Okay. Okay. And then I want to put the little bird. Oh, I also want to put snow. Yeah, let's put it underneath. All right. So, you know what? Let's do a little glue. Gonna have to trim this, so I'm not gonna glue that end down. Okay, and then we'll snip that. Okay. And then put the bird. Like she's chirping away. She's saying that. Okay, so there's my second card. Very different. And yet they have the same, some of the same images in them. So, all right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed these, the cards tonight, and you learned something, and that you're inspired to get creative yourself. Be sure to check out my website, youcanstamp.com, for the latest stamping news, money-saving promotions, and a link to the store where you can purchase the items that I've used here. So thank you for taking the time to watch, and please come back on the 4th Monday of the month, which is next Monday, for Mystery Card. I will be posting the Clue 1 any day now. I actually have a bunch of ideas for that. Also, so do that. Make the Clue 1 is the supplies, and you can make a card with me along at the same time. And I'm going to give you the layouts and all the pieces, parts, but you're doing this at home, and it's free, and it's your supplies. So then I also have Facebook Live broadcasts like this twice a month, 1st and 3rd Tuesdays. So today's December 20th. The next one's going to be January 3rd. So right before the new catalog comes out. All right. So, and both of these events are at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thanks again, and have fun. Happy stamping and happy holidays. All right. Hope to see you soon. Thanks. Bye.